Zudan. Check. Check, check, check. Check, check, check. Check, check, check. We can do it on. A busy day at the Shirk Center resumes with Titan men's volleyball when they welcome Augustana to the 309. Matt Sasser, Alex Bardenitis, along with assistant coach Mike Eastman. Coach, you're back at home following a tough go on the north side against North Park. Still searching your first CCIW win. What's the mindset heading into this one?
Yeah, it's definitely good to be back home today. But, after the first few CCIW games, it's all about just kind of refocusing on ourselves and what we do best and trying to get our guys in the right position to be effective.
What are some of the things going into this match that you want to make sure that you do?
We're definitely focused on serve receive here. That's going to be the kind of building blocks of all of what we're doing here. If we can't serve receive, you can't run our offense, and makes it tougher on ourselves to play defense when you're not putting a tough ball over the net.
You're a little short-handed heading into this match. What are the plans to compensate for some of the missing pieces?
Yeah, so we got someone stepping up into the libero role. Dan, one of our freshmen we got here. It's his first start here, so it's exciting for him. And, we're happy that other guys get an opportunity today.
This is an Augie team that looks a lot different compared to last year. Both you and the Vikings are searching for that first CCIW win to try and get back in the race with Carthage, North Central, etc. What's it going to take to get that first win?
It's who wants it bad. That's what we talked about in the locker room before this one. If you want it bad enough, then you're going to make that extra play on defense, or you're going to make that extra block touch, whatever it is, to give your team that little spark to keep going.
Matt Sasser, Alex Bardenitis, assistant coach Mike Eastman. Coach, thanks so much. Good luck today.
Thank you.
Alex and I preview the match on the other side on iwsports.com. Back at the Shirk Center, Matt Sasser alongside Alex Bardenitis. We just heard from assistant coach Mike Eastman. And Alex, we were going through some of the lineup adjustments for this Titan squad. When things don't go your way, despite the best start in program history at 10-4, they haven't gotten it done in conference, and Coach Mueller is throwing everything at the wall trying to get something to click.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, especially with a bench as deep as this one, a lot of talent, a lot of versatility all the way around. You just want to kind of throw players in to where you think that they would fit best based on strengths that they've shown previously. And Coach Mueller has done that. We saw Jace Milka play outside instead of his normal libero position against North Park University. And he used to play, from my understanding, outside in high school and his freshman year here. So he has that background and that experience, but also just figuring out with the rest of the players, Dan Overstreet in the libero position where he is also normally an outside. The passing aspect also definitely helps with that and the defense, but it's still a different position. So we'll see what Coach Mueller's got under his sleeve.
The Titans are warming up right now, and you see on your screen Overstreet wearing the green jersey for libero and Jace Milka wearing white. I've also heard Vince DiCasolo was handed a green jersey as backup because Benzema is inactive with an illness, along with Hayden Warfield inactive with an injury. So the Titans are going to have to compensate for those missing roles and also try and figure out in this new look lineup how to play their best volleyball and get back on the right foot.
I don't think that'll be too much of a problem, maybe a little bit to get used to, but it sounds like they've gotten a couple of the kinks out in some previous matches, so let's hope that being back in the Shirk Center, the Titan community, and getting those nerves out previously will help them find and connect more of the puzzle pieces.
Both these teams in very similar spots in the early stages of conference play. We'll take a deeper dive on the other side on IWSports.com.
Why is Illinois Wesleyan the #1 school in Illinois for jobs? Maybe it's because we're the AND University. That's right, A-N-D. And. Here you can explore the arts and study in a pre-professional program, double major, and play a sport, do an internship, and study abroad. Your opportunities are endless. Set yourself apart with a degree from Illinois Wesleyan.
All right, pay attention. Welcome to Fandom 101. We'll cover the tools of the trade from foam fingers in the wave to the super secret wave. How's that for a course description? Lesson 1, your game starts long before the opening whistle, so arrive prepared. 2, if something piques your interest, raise your hand. And 3, work in groups. NCAA championships. Attendance is encouraged. Passion is mandatory. Get your seats today at ncaa.com/tickets. Class dismissed.
I wouldn't take it out of Vinny's hands.
No.
Probably Ryan.
Back at the Shirk Center, Matt Sosler alongside Alex Bardenitis. Augustana enters with a record of 10-6, 0-2 in conference play. Illinois Wesleyan on a 4-game skid, 10-7, 0-3 in CCIW play. The Titans most recently dropping their match to North Park 3-1. As for Augustana, they've had to go through the rough part of conference play recently. They just got swept by Loris. They also fell to North Park. And in a conference where last year you could say you had 4 kingpins, almost locks for the CCIW tournament in Loris, Augustana, North Central Carthage. Based on how the conference slate has started out, that 4th spot is very much in play.
It's definitely interchangeable, especially with the different things that different teams are pulling out. This conference, CCIW, is incredibly tough for competition. So, I mean, it all comes down to, assistant coach Mike Eastman said it in his pregame interview, but it all comes down to who wants it more.
Taking a glance at the CCIW standings, not even halfway through the season, Loris and Carthage both undefeated at 3-0 and 2-0. North Park at 2-1. North Central 1-2. However, both of their losses have come to Loris and Carthage. So that's the other thing to keep in mind is the conference tournament doesn't care how good of teams you play, what that is. They care about your wins and your losses. So that could leave an opening in the 3 seed depending on how much the top 3 beat each other up in the regular season. So the door is still ajar for the likes of North Park at 2-1, Augustana at 0-2, and Illinois Wesleyan at 0-3. But Alex, you could probably say the loser of this match will have a steep uphill climb to the postseason.
It's going to be significantly harder, but not impossible.
Let's now send it down courtside for pregame introductions.
Fans, good afternoon and welcome to the Scherb Center for today's men's volleyball match between the Vikings of Augustana College and your Illinois Wesleyan Titans. At this time, we ask that you please rise and face the flag at center court as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem. Let's meet the starters for the visiting Vikings. Junior number 1, Tom Lamb. Sophomore number 5, Ryan Huntington. Sophomore number 6, Colin Schaefer. Fifth year number 10, Ben Schultz. Senior number 22, Sean Carlson. Freshman number 24, Zachary Ruiz. At libero, fifth year number 4, Max Sellers. The Vikings are coached by Max Ducey. He's assisted by Taryn Van Eerwage, Ken Talcott, and Sarah Sorrell. And now, coached by Brandon Mueller. He is assisted by Mike Eastman and Alec Mucha.
Titans and the Vikings about to get underway. Matt Sasser alongside Alex Bardnitis. Ryan Myers wearing the green jersey along with Dan Overstreet. So a much different look compared to what we saw even last week against Carthage, a week and a half ago against North Central. And this could be part of the process for Coach Mueller with a 10-player freshman class. Bryce Williams and Brendan Ryder, 2 stout sophomores. You're trying to get the right combination early and leave no stone unturned in what could be a 2 or 3 year plan.
Definitely. I think his use of the freshmen so far has been quite effective, but also now utilizing the 2 liberos and playing around with positions just goes to show how versatile the team really is.
For the Vikings, Max Sellers, the libero, an all-conference selectee, also an All-American, and Ben Schultz, who led the nation in hitting percentage from a year ago. Those are their 2 key players for the Titans. The wealth has been spread around. Over the first part of the season, we've seen strong matches from Brandon Ryder, great games from Bryce Williams. It really can be anybody's day, but again, with the lineup switches, we'll have to see how that impacts whose day it potentially is. Like Coach Eastman said pre-match, Overstreet will start at the libero position for Illinois Wesleyan. Overstreet just 8 sets played this year. 4 digs for the freshman out of Oswego, Illinois. He's a 2-year varsity outside hitter, named an Illinois State Scholar.
First serve goes to Zachary Ruiz.
The freshman out of Lyons Township. 6 aces to 18 errors. The Vikings and the Titans each searching for their first conference win, and we're underway in Bloomington. Rolling puts it down.
What a way to start the first point. A kill from Gavin Rolling.
Not just a kill, but a kill that hit the ground before he did.
Oh, yeah. And already we can see a perfect pass on that first ball from Dan Overstreet.
Milka on serve.
Out of the back row. No touch.
And it's 1 serve. But based off of that, you can kind of see what the Titans were missing when Milka was wearing the libero jersey. DeCasola kept alive.
That's touched.
Williams
puts it down.
Point. Off the back of Gavin Rolling and DeCasola sprawling out.
There's that dig or die mentality. A way to find the hole through the block for Bryce Williams.
Another
again
point
for Gavin Rolling. That is inbounds.
From Overstreet on the initial.
Off the tape. Ryan Huntington.
Barely in.
Finds a smidge of the sideline.
So that breaks up the run for Jace Milka. Prior to today, Milka had .03 serves attempts per set in 63 sets played. Again, liberos cannot serve in men's volleyball. Williams, too much. Zach Moreno back to serve. Moriano, Williams. And Overstreet a hair late.
You can see Jace Milka wanting to take that assist with the second ball instead of Overstreet, using his experience as libero and making those assists.
2 straight for the Vikings. Another valiant effort by Rolling.
Touch.
Augustana draws it even.
Slide from Tom Lamb.
And with Milka wearing the white jersey, you still have a similar combination of what you get with Milka and Zima with a double defense look when both are in the back row.
Dig from Vinci Casola. And a tool off the block for Sean Carlson.
Carlson's second kill of the set. Moriano, 14 aces this year to 25 errors. Make it 26. Off the hands, an ace.
Rolling's got some nasty side spin on that topspin serve.
Not a bad server by any means. This is 8th ace of the season. Fouls it with an error. That's his 43rd this year. Ryder.
Off of the foot of Zachary Ruiz. That's a touch.
Sophomore dumps it in the net.
Substitution number 13, Cole Clark in for Augustana.
The Plainfield North alum. Kuzella. Another kill from Carlson.
Finding those seams on the Langles for both pins.
Vikings using the exterior of the court early.
Good coverage from Overstreet.
Williams.
And a power tip.
A short corner. Blocked out of bounds.
Ryan Huntington back in for Moreno.
It's been a set of runs. Titans race out to a 4-0 advantage. Augustana clawed back. It's now a 1-point margin. Vikings in trouble.
Little miscommunication there.
Good attempt from Sellers, who had 22 combined digs versus the Titans last year. Overstreet out.
Jake Coogan to serve.
Milka puts it down.
Right on the inside of the block.
His 8th kill of the year. Answer this time from Cole Clark.
Part of the reason that it can be really tough when you're switching positions, especially from a defensive back row position primarily to a front row position, is the blocking aspect. There was an open net for Augustana on that one.
Guzella. Blocked. Out of bounds.
Recently, the Titans' block has been getting tooled a lot more than it did previously in the start of their season.
In the non-conference season, they set 4 different blocking records.
Jace Milka puts it down.
Second time he's done that in the last few points. But since they've entered conference play, obviously you're playing teams that you're more familiar with, but it just hasn't been the same.
Vince DiCasola back to serve.
Hasn't been as tight as it was. Clark, too much. Milka.
High hands. Smart decision.
He's looked strong so far. Again, only playing his 2nd match of the year in a non-libero role. DiCasola mishit.
Ruiz back to serve.
One would say the libero position gives the coach a lot of flexibility. On the men's side, not so much the player in terms of what you can and can't do on the court. Pulled out of bounds. DiCasola runs out of room.
And into the bleachers.
Williams with the soft spot. Kale Whitchurch takes off the warm-up. Right down the middle from Sean Carlson.
It's almost equal in power to Gavin Rolling's swing.
Look at the angle on that too.
There's the block.
One more. Overstreet.
One hand by Overstreet.
See if it pays off. Williams in a tough spot.
But able to keep it in play.
Off the tool. Carlson playing with power in this first set.
Another one-handed dig and a one-handed tip.
Kept alive.
Overstreet.
It's a rare miss from Ben Schultz. Out of bounds. And Schultz, like I said earlier, led the country in hitting percentage last year, hitting near 500. Won't go as a miss on him in terms of his hitting percentage, but that miss hit, he had an opportunity to close it with emphasis.
Ethan Kujella in for Vince DiCasola in the front row.
That's one of the lineup decisions that has remained constant since the Titans were last here. Milka. Williams, sit down.
Puts it down.
Timeout, Vikings.
The block almost pulled away on that. Even an open net for Bryce Williams, which you really don't want to do.
A quick trigger from Mike Ducey, considering that this set has been back and forth since both teams had their initial runs. Titans took a 4-0 lead. Augustana erased it. We've been almost point for point. And now the Titans lead by 2. What do you think the reason is for that timeout?
There's been a lot of scrappy play on both sides. I think now that the defense aspect is turning up a little bit on the Titans side, especially with Dan Overstreet, some really good digs from Brendan, but also they're combating. The block stepped up in that last rally a lot. They got a lot of touches, a lot of stops, able to put it back on the Vikings side. So just combating that defense, but also just they're playing like they want it. They're playing aggressive. So I think that is maybe the reason for the timeout on the Vikings side, just to try to break up the energy and the momentum a little bit.
Matt Sosler alongside Alex Bardenitis, the Titans and the Vikings both aiming for their first CCIW win of the year. Sean Carlson for Augustana leads the way with 6 kills. Jace Milka and Bryce Williams for Illinois Wesleyan, each with 4. Schultz off the hands. And if Augustana wants a chance at earning that first W, they're going to have to go through their main pieces, Max Sellers and Ben Schultz. Service error. Which at this point in the set, Alex, you just can't afford.
Especially when it's pretty much point for point and super tight.
And when points have been very hard to come by on both sides. Put down. There's Ben Schultz.
With a late block and a fast swing like that, you can do a lot.
Carlson on serve. Straight line out of bounds.
Jake Coogan.
Straight service error for the Vikings. And only their third of the match. Blocked.
Inbounds. There's Jace Milka.
You can do it all. Titans first to 20. Blocked, inbounds again.
Look at that setup from Kujella and the close from Rolling.
The Bloomington wall, after it was torn down, has been built back up in style. Second timeout, Augustana.
I think the Titans are definitely starting to find more momentum and more energy and continuing to build off of that with huge plays like that. But also, again, going back to that dig or die defense mentality, they're not letting a lot of balls drop, especially if we get some scrappy plays like the one that went off of Gavin Rolling's back. But those balls are getting back over the net and onto the Viking side where they're able to defend them.
Augustana out of timeouts in this first set, but it has been pretty much point for point. The Titans are on another run. Titans on serve, it's Coogan. Vikings trying to snap a 3-0 run out of the timeout.
Still playable.
Milka. Rolling. Kept alive. Titans with their fourth chance. Tic-tac-toe. It's something you really don't see. You don't see a two-man game up front like that with numerous chances to get it over. Now we got an officials conference. Call on the floor is Point Illinois Wesleyan. The verdict? Overruled.
Oh, I think when Jace Milka went to swing at that directly, there was no touch, but they still played it 4 times, like 4 touches. Because they originally called the touch on it, but it hit the net. But that was only the first contact.
So that's one way to break up the run.
One-handed set.
Milka puts it down. Overstreet with the overpass.
Wow. But that's a net violation.
Talk about a bailout.
Titans aren't going to make that mistake again.
Set point.
And there's the Bloomington wall. A little extra layer of plaster on it just to make sure it stays up.
And apparently not set point. The scoreboard fooling everybody. Maybe they didn't switch it from the overruled. Not going to matter. Di Casola, give him an ace in the set. 25-18. We'll break down the opening stanza when we come back on IWSports.com.
25-18.
Why is Illinois Wesleyan the #1 school in Illinois for jobs? Maybe it's because we're the AND University. That's right, A-N-D. And here you can explore the arts and study in a pre-professional program, double major, and play a sport, do an internship, and study abroad. Your opportunities are endless. Set yourself apart with a degree from Illinois Wesleyan.
OSF Healthcare Cardiovascular Institute has been named one of the top hospital systems in the country for heart care. This prestigious award by the American College of Cardiology comes from our commitment to providing the highest quality of care, from general cardiology to complex surgeries and the latest technology. Nationally recognized heart care right here. OSF Healthcare Cardiovascular Institute.
Started the second set at the Shark. Matt Sosser alongside Alex Bardenitis. The Titans taking set number 1, 25-18. That is their first set victory in conference at home this year. And now they try to ride that momentum into the second set. It was a back and forth first set, but the Titans had the first run. Augie had an answer. We played point for point. And then the green and white had the last laugh.
A lot of tough plays, tough rallies. Both teams really trying to push back on the other, and lots of really aggressive and smart decisions from both sides. But I think the Titans, as of right now, have found their groove. They lost it a little bit in the past couple games that they've played. The energy's been down. Their mindset hasn't been as strong as it once was, but I think that's been built back up. Lots of momentum plays have been happening. The Bloomington wall is back. That extra layer of plaster over that to make sure the cracks don't come through again. But also, just, again, who wants it more? Who's going to be more aggressive? If the Vikings can find a way to push at the Titans, how are the Titans going to push back?
We flip sides. And the Titans with a big opportunity to put the clamps on this early. Playing shorthanded. Testing a new lineup. Especially with a tough conference schedule coming up. The CCIW is one of the toughest conferences in volleyball, also just based on the structure of it. 4 teams go to the postseason. 3 of them are ranked. So again, that 4th spot is wide open. North Park has had the early edge in conference with a 2-1 record. Wins over Augustana and Illinois Wesleyan, but that's why everybody plays everybody twice. One could easily say that the team that finishes with the best record in that threesome gets that 4th spot, and you just need an invite to the tournament to make a run. Coogan. And again, power swing from the Vikings and Cole Clark.
Huntington back into the front row for Moreno. Little ball check here.
Usually you'd expect gamesmanship like this in a much different situation. As we play volleyball roulette. Looks like they're all good to go.
I don't really know what the problem was.
Sometimes you have a ball of choice.
Tight up front, but able to be tooled for Milka.
Talk about the game within a game. Big swing from the Vikings. Little bit of a delay. The Titans are able to regain their footing. Sola. Milka blocked, just in.
Again, when you're switching positions, especially from front row to a back row defensive position, the places that you cover on defense, where you stand on defense, how you look at the ball, all of that changes. It just takes a little bit to get used to.
Service error. It's not just the technique, it's your alignment, it's your assignment. Titans have a lot of flexibility, but whenever you make a libero switch, it's always a tough change. Milka misses wide. Williams.
Able to recycle that ball off the block.
Rolling
with
in the corner.
Deep kill.
Aiden Bond into the match for the first time today. The senior out of Aurora, Colorado. Off the hands of Sola. Williams
with the tool.
Price with 5 kills today. Overstreet runs out of real estate.
It's a smart kill off of real high hands. We were doing that today in women's volleyball practice, 8 to 10 a.m.
How'd you do?
We had to tool the block or get around it. It was honestly, I like doing drills like that. It helps you see a lot better.
How do you think that translates to an actual match? Another kill for the Vikings.
It doesn't translate so much for the blockers as much because if they're standing on boxes, you're really just stationary, except for the tracking that you can really just focus on tracking the eyes of the hitter because your eyes, if you can see that, that tells you so much about where the ball is going to go. But then also from a hitting standpoint, if you just have that stationary block up there, you can use your peripherals and you can see around it.
Williams off the hands. It's always interesting to see how you try and simulate situations that you can see in game without being too strenuous on the legs.
Still strenuous on the legs. We did a lot of running today.
Hopefully for a good reason.
Yeah.
Guzella. Bond got caught in the middle. It's March 1st. You're approaching your spring season when you really get into the thick of it. Especially
because we have a scrimmage March 30th against ISU, NIU, and SIUE.
Titan women's program made it deep in the NCAA tournament.
Kill.
Speaking of deep. return a lot of their production, including you, Alex, for next year. Coogan in the corner. Discombobulation from the Vikings on a defense.
While Dan Overstreet might be getting a little bit used to the defensive and covering aspect of the libero position, his serve receive has been on point. Antenna.
Yep. I was waiting for an antenna or a net there. It was one of the two. Official's choice.
Either way, Titans take the point.
Blocked.
Inbounds.
Rolling and Kuzella. Out of bounds from the nation's leader in hitting percentage. And a timeout called by the Vikings. Schultz today will wait on that miss. Was at a 500. Doesn't have a ton of attempts, so it knocked all the way down to a 286.
The hitting percentage can be changed so much by even just one singular kill or one singular error.
Augustana as a team hitting 149. The Titans at 421. Individually, Jake Coogan's hitting a perfect 1,000. Gavin Rowling at a 600. Brendan Ryder at 500. But the most important aspect, the story that has been on the front page throughout the early conference matches has been hitters in the negatives. We don't see that as of this point for Illinois Wesleyan.
Yeah, Illinois Wesleyan has definitely stepped up on, I think, being biased a little bit. I mean, hitting comes down to really just confidence. If you're going to go up there, don't think that you're going to hit out of bounds. Don't think that you're going to get blocked. You're going to go up there, you're going to swing at it, but also be smart. And as long as you're loose, that's how you can see your block in front of you. That's how you can see the defense on the court. So all that comes down to the Titans hitting a 421.
Schultz caught in the middle. Kuzella off
the
hands.
Shoulder, but kept alive.
Sellers out of bounds. The All-American with just 2 digs today. A set and change into this match. Kept up, not enough.
Huntington back into the front row for Moreno.
Milka through the hands.
The Titans tried to do that a lot in their game against North Park. But a lot of times when the block is disciplined, muscling through it is not really the best decision. But taking advantage of the block not being that pressed, you can use that to your advantage.
Bryce Williams.
Out of the back row.
Through the middle. Casola on serve. Rolling.
Middle for middle.
Pancake. Ryder near the scorer's table. Alex, you mentioned you had a bit of a rough practice this morning.
Both Kim Nelson Brown and Tyler Brown present here watching men's volleyball. Volleyball is the life around here.
Kill for the Vikings. Sometimes you'd say, though, some of your tougher practices are your best practices.
Oh, definitely. We have a standard and a saying that we say for every practice. You get 1% better each time, whether that be you're just getting better with your passing or your setting or your ball control, but just something, one skill, one mindset, you're getting 1% better.
Or at the very least, you're learning.
Exactly. I mean, volleyball itself is a game of errors, so if you're not learning from those, what are you doing?
No error on that point. A timeout called by Coach Mueller, his first. As Augustana has won the last 3 points, drawn back within 2. Augustana trying to claw back from a set down. The Titans exploded out at the start of this second set, and now we're back into that point-for-point with Augustana on a miniature run.
I think making strings of errors like that, whether they're intentional or not, you're going to want to call that timeout just to refocus, figure out kind of what's going on, especially if they're the same errors in a row. But just to get that congruency back, just remind them what's at stake. I mean, the Titans are ahead by 2 points at the moment. So, if Augustana pushes back, anything can happen.
Vikings on serve. You mentioned errors. Augustana with 10, Titans with just 3. One of the big reasons why they won the first set with room and why the second set is still where it's at. Milka puts it down. Off the hands. Blocked. Free ball for the Titans.
Net violation called on Augustana. That's a Titan point.
Something you don't want to see if you're the Vikings after a point that had many chances on both sides. It ends with a whistle.
It's one thing if it's an error made by a block touch or something like that, but an unforced error, those net violations, those aren't super ideal.
Followed by an attacking error. Talk about how mistakes compound just as strengths compound. This is one of those situations.
I mean, error to error, if we look at it, Augustana, 11 errors for hitting, whereas Titans only have 3.
Zachary Ruiz back again. Rolling miss hit, but it pays off. Kyle Whitchurch, and again, the Titans without Benzema due to an illness today, trying to make up his service production in the aggregate. Whitchurch, help of the cord, and an ace. Timeout Vikings, that's their final. Busy day around the campus of Illinois Wesleyan and Titan Athletics. This the first of 4 contests at home, and if my math is correct, close to 10 in total for the green and white so far today. We're still in the early stages of the Saturday. We got men's lacrosse playing outside just across the way at Tucci Stadium, currently up 13-10 in the early stages of the fourth quarter. Titan men's lax has not lost a home game in 2 years. They're in some trouble early, but as the Titans always go, it's score early, score often, score fast, and they indeed did that now with a 3-goal separation over Albion. Here inside, the Titan men's volleyball up 18-12 in the second set after winning the first. We got the CCIW Track and Field Championships in Kenosha for both the men and the women. And then tonight, the 2 main events, the Women's Basketball Championships in the CCIW, the Titans taking on Carroll University, and then up at Tarbell Arena in Kenosha a half hour later at 7:30, the Titan men take on the Firebirds with a conference title on the line. Another
second ace.
Back-to-back for Whitchurch.
And right out of a timeout, too.
On both sides of the timeout. You also have Titan women's lacrosse following the men's lacrosse match. You'll take 2 aces in an air. It's a net 1. Baseball competing down south as well. Gotta love the winter-spring crossover season. Just in bounds. Moriano with the ace.
Real tough serve. I mean, right in between both Ryder and Overstreet.
His 15th ace of the year. Off the tool. Titans first to 20. Into the net. Attacking error from Carlson, who was dominant in the first set. Hit a 267, but it was the dominance of his kills. Hasn't been as strong just out. Apparently.
A little disagreement on that call on the Titan side.
Officials conferring. There's really nothing you can do about that on the back line. Tom Lamb.
Cruzella from the outside.
Milka hit the ground.
A little bit of an opening on the block. Right through that hole between Coogan and Williams. Over on the second contact, that's a kill for Coogan.
Bode well for Illinois Wesleyan if they can go point for point at this juncture. Williams just missed. Colin Schaefer, the Glenbrook North alum, back to serve. Starts off strong. Augustana back within 4, hoping to make it a great weekend for Glenbrook North alums. Josh Fridman yesterday, a career high in points for the Titan men's basketball team. Schaefer, a year older than Fridman. Being a sophomore, Milka puts it down. I wish we could get a camera on your reaction, Alex.
I mean, you don't see a libero do that every so often. I mean, they don't really hit too often out of the back row, so able to show his stuff off in the front. Great opportunity.
Position changes don't happen that often in volleyball, but this might be the rare case in which it does. Kuzella with a mishit.
It seems to be working for the most part, though, so I mean, as long as it does work, Coach Mueller has no reason to change it.
You get more flexibility from a player standpoint when they're not a libero. Service error from Carlson. You lose that as a coach, given that you're burning subs. So there's a give and take in terms of what jersey he wears. Set point for the Titans. Just missed. You can afford to do that. 24-19.
If I miss the ball on game point in practice on a serve, I'd have to do maybe a few push-ups.
Schultz. Milka, miss hit, but it pays off. And the second set goes the Titans' way. Green and white, one set away from their first conference win of the season, up 2-0 on IWSports.com.
At NCAA Championships, noise is made here. Memories are made here. Champions win here. The only thing missing here is you. The NCAA Division III Softball Championship coming to Bloomington, Illinois this May. Get your tickets today at ncaa.com/tickets.
When competition for the best jobs is fierce, how do you set yourself apart? Experience? An education? Yes, but not just any education. At Illinois Wesleyan, we prepare graduates who break through the noise, who run the boardroom, the classroom, the lab, the stage. The best college for jobs in Illinois is right in your own backyard. Reach further, dream bigger, and break through at Illinois Wesleyan University.
Start of set number 3 at the Shirk Center. Matt Sossler alongside Alex Bardenitis. The Titans up 2-0. Illinois Wesleyan trying to start off this busy Saturday with a 2-0 record. Titan men's volleyball 1 set away from completing the sweep. Titan men's lax up 3 with 3 minutes left. They're going to be in keep-away mode for the rest of that battle just across the way at Tucci Stadium. Moving back inside, Alex. If you're the Titans, you've tried some new things and they've worked. What do you do in the third set to try and book the sweep? Because a sweep will be big in terms of getting them back on track to success and snap a 4-game skid.
You really don't want to change much at this point, especially because using what's working and continuing to utilize that until Augustana makes that change against it, that's when you want to change those things. If they start pushing back and figuring out your strategy, what you're doing, if there's a certain spot that you've been hitting the whole time and they decide to put a defender there or block where you're hitting on that point, then you got to change that again. But the Titans for now have a 421 hitting percentage, only 5 errors. So if they continue to keep executing and keep making those plays, finding tools off the block, open spots on the court, but also their serve receive is on point, able to allow them to run that offense, and part of that is Dan Overstreet in the libero position. As an outside, he played all the way around in high school, so he has that passing experience, and you can definitely see that translate into playing the libero position.
Titans have swept 4 times this year against Olivet, at Rockford, home against Concordia Chicago, and on a neutral court against Arcadia. Augustana has been swept 3 times, most recently at home against Loris this past Wednesday. Also got swept on the road at Milwaukee School of Engineering and at Benedictine. Rolling with authority. And Alex starts to look at common opponents, and this is telling the same story. The Titans went 5 with Benedictine. Augustana lost in 5 to North Park. So almost everything is in check. Service error from Milka. Williams off the hands. His 8th kill. Second on the team today. Blocked. Titans thought they had it.
That was on their side of the net, or net violation.
See what it is as Coach Mueller gets the explanation. Take a look at it one more time. Maybe? Coogan with the drop.
That's a revenge play.
Final from across the way. Illinois Wesleyan men's Lex winning 13-10 over Albion. So given that, we welcome all the viewers that tuned in to Titans men's Lex here inside the Shirk Center. Illinois Wesleyan winning the first 2 sets in dominant fashion, pulling away late in each of those 2 stanzas, even at 3 in set number 3. Matt Sosler alongside Alex Bardenitis, both the Titans and the Vikings still searching for their first conference win, blocked up front by Schultz.
That's a tool for Kujella.
Williams.
Over dig.
Out of bounds. Schultz. An ace. Line judge ruled out, up official overruled. For Schultz, his 9th ace of the year. Follow that with the service error. That's his 2nd of the match and his 30th this season. Jake Coogan has been one of the better servers for IWU today in terms of runs. Dog up in disarray, no luck. Milka wanted to go light. And we've seen time and time again this year that come back to haunt Illinois Wesleyan.
It's effective as long as it's not low enough to where you're tipping it at the block, because the block can see it, and that's when they just swipe it down on you.
Kept up. Kuzella misses deep.
Service error for the Vikings.
Given right back. Busy day at the Shirk Center. And a very busy day for those two. Assistant coach for the Titan women's basketball team, Brian Arisman, and assistant coach Chad Cusack taking in some volleyball before they try and reclaim the CCIW Women's Basketball Championship later on at 7 o'clock. Just out. And with the miss, myself, Wesley Stoneball, and Alex Bardenitis will be on the call for that.
My 3rd time at the Shirk Center today. Will be tonight. A tool for Huntington.
Cool. Again, that's what you get with the spring crossover season. This week has been circled on the calendar for quite some time.
Oh, yeah.
Got the selection show on Monday for basketball. Volleyball continues their conference slate. Ace on the line for Moriano. Milka.
Williams out of the back row.
Wide right. Augustana up by 4. They've won the last 3 points. If you're Coach Mueller, when do you think about burning that first time out?
1 or 2 more.
Up 2 sets to none. You have some flexibility. However, the last thing you want to do is let Augustana back in this match. Rolling. Just out.
And there it goes.
There's the timeout.
You don't want that string of errors, especially with the decrease in momentum. Especially, the Titans have been doing well with those things that they're making errors on in the sets. So I think from at least Brandon Mueller's perspective, just checking in and being like, why are we why are we messing up things that we were doing great in the first 2 sets? So once they fix those, just get it back in their heads to push back. I mean, it was pretty close in the first 2 sets, so a little bit of exhaustion maybe creeping in slightly, but you got to push through that. Got to find again what works. The Vikings are doing a great job pushing back on the Titans and trying to find ways for themselves to score.
Illinois Wesleyan has never been reverse swept this year, so they've always found a way. Even the most notable match was against Wabash, where it was a tale of honestly 3 different matches over the course of the 5 sets. First 2 sets, Illinois Wesleyan was all over them. Wabash came out, looked like a different group in sets 3 and 4, and then the Titans snatched back whatever magic pill there was to playing good volleyball and won that match in 5. Out of the timeout. Much needed from Milka. Augustana has reverse swept. Williams straight down.
Finding that hole through the block.
For the Titans now, it's about getting it closer, but just staying in the neighborhood. Response from Schultz. This Augie team has looked a lot different in this 3rd set. Hitting nearly double what they did in the 1st set. Service error. Hit 158 in the 1st, 174 in the 2nd, and so far 364 in the 3rd. As for Illinois Wesleyan, it's the reverse. Hit 448 in the 2nd, 393 in the 1st. And just 133 in set number 3. Dominant kill from Huntington. Another service error. That's the 10th for the Vikings today.
I think the Titans are using those service errors a little bit as a bailout, but what they really need to do is just keep improving that hitting percentage to surpass that of Augustana's if they want to.
Off the hands.
That's a touch.
One could say those service errors are the only reason why Wesleyan still has a puncher's chance in this 3rd set.
It's what's keeping them only 3 points behind, that's for sure.
Discombobulation into the scorer's table. Goes Clark. Into the bench. Kept alive. The Titans are able to escape what would have been a top play for the Vikings.
Ethan Cushella scared me a little bit. He went up like he was going to touch that ball.
Clark went into the scorer's table. Carlson went into the bench. Service error from Coogan. You can tell he short-armed that.
Titans could really use a momentum play right about now.
Could be as simple as a service error and getting it back. With Ruiz behind the line, the freshman. Overstreet. Too much for Milka. Second time out, Illinois Wesleyan. And Coach Mueller not too thrilled with that last point considering the opportunities they had.
I think he wants the libero now, Dan Overstreet, to kind of, he's probably expecting what he's used to having Jace Milka in the libero position with the assists and things like that, but being a little bit inexperienced in that position, you're not going to get those perfect assists or really in the right spot, especially if you're trying to set when you don't normally set like that. But just using your platform even, because, I mean, Overstreet has exemplified his ball control with his serve receive. But so if he can utilize that to make those assists, I think it'll be a lot cleaner.
How do you compensate for that?
Just picking it up in other places, I guess, in other areas of the game. I mean, there's been a couple attacking errors, but it looks like the energy's kind of dropped a little bit lower. But taking those service errors on maybe the Augustana side, utilizing those to your advantage and going forward.
Titans are out of timeouts. Up 2-0, but we'll need a comeback in the third to finish the sweep, and that's one way to do it. Carlson with the service error, his fourth of the day. The 11th for the Vikings. Blocked by Milka.
Solo by Jace Milka.
Coach Eastman getting in on the block party too. You talk about momentum plays.
There it is.
Put that on the front page.
Highlight of Jace Milka's career.
It's a bold statement.
In the front row, at least.
Well, that you don't have much to go off of.
There's the block.
Again.
Bloomington Wall is back in business.
Back-to-back blocks and a timeout called by Augustana. Let's take a look at that one more time.
Triple block, too.
Milka, Rolling, and Ryder. And the Titans have drawn within one.
A momentum point like that, especially with the block now, each momentum play, especially for the player itself, you gain more confidence, you get more energy. That starts to let you play looser, and those errors start to diminish. And hopefully that leads to a lead for the Titans.
Augustana led by as many as 5 in this third set, trying to avoid the sweep and keep their heads above water. We talked about it earlier, Alex, but given the way the CCIW is slated, both these teams winless, the Titans at 0-3, Augustana at 0-2. One could view this, if chalk were to happen the rest of the way, as an elimination match in the conference slate and therefore your season. It would take a lot for whoever loses this match to have a chance at that 4th spot in the conference tournament. Titans go for the tie.
Pancake.
Capped up. Attacking error from Carlson, and we're back to even.
Again, having a libero in the front row on that off blocker defense, you're going to get a lot of balls up there.
Blocked. One more time. Fire up the music, bring out the hot dogs, and light the grill. It's a block party at the Shirk. Third block in the last 4 points for the green and white.
And they're really utilizing that triple block. I think it's working a lot better for them.
Make it another 4 out of 5. Second timeout, Augustana.
Titans first at 20, leading by 2 points.
Never thought we'd say that earlier with the Titans trailing by 5 when they took their first timeout. It's 12-7 at that point.
But again, those momentum plays, especially that giant solo block by Jace Milka, turned the tide for the Titans, allowed them to get their energy back, and now they've taken the lead.
There are ways to win points, and there are ways to win points with authority. One would say in basketball it'd be a dunk or a three-point shot. In baseball, a grand slam. In football, a kickoff return for a touchdown. In volleyball, it's a block. The Titans, in terms of rejections, 17 assisted. And then Jace Milko with the lone solo. Titans going for the sweep, now with a 2-point lead. DeCasola heading to the up official. Perhaps a cut?
Yeah, a little bit of blood maybe.
This will allow DeCasola to head back into the tunnel, get treated by Mallory Pearson, the athletic trainer for Illinois Wesleyan. They've had an eventful week, the AT staff.
Oh, yeah.
For the Titans. I'm not talking about in terms of major injuries, but Rachel Dawson in terms of, bumps, bruises, and cuts yesterday in the Titan men's basketball program. Got a shout out from Peter Ferrari up there in Kenosha. So I'll reciprocate down here in Bloomington. Great work she does, especially in a physical, I guess you could say that was a melee up in Kenosha last night between the Titan men and the Augustana Vikings. Mallory following up, also Aaron Rozier for the women's basketball program. Got a great athletic training staff down here in Bloomington at Illinois Wesleyan. DeCasola gets taped up.
We had Logan Hollis at our practice this morning. We had a little bit of bleeding too.
Breaks up the run for the Vikings. A tap from Moriano.
Vikings within 1 point.
So a major swing point here. Vikings try to even. Titans look for insurance. Miscommunication, and that's got to frustrate. Coach Mueller, without timeouts, that's something that'll lose you a point in practice, not talking.
I mean, I can understand it, especially based on who was back there, both outsides. I mean, Dan Overstreet, even as a libero, has that outside mindset still. He wants to take that ball.
Milka, and Augustana reclaims the lead. You talk about momentum. The Titans seem to have it all bottled up, and then just one mistake can cause an entire shift.
It comes down to how mentally tough you can be as an athlete, your reaction to mistakes, and how you come back from them. Are you going to make a change the next time, or are you going to keep making the same error over and over again?
Both teams out of timeouts, rolling with a side swing. Mariano with the dig, free ball. Rolling, pancaked. Ryder
puts it down on the outside. Now tied 21-21.
With Milka back to serve.
It was a great pull, by the way, from Gavin Rolling. Gave Brendan one block.
Ace for Milka. He's got an ace. He's got a solo block, all for someone who spent the whole season playing libero. So you take the jersey change out of it, that would be impossible. By rule.
Yep.
Follows it with a service error. Considering liberos cannot serve, they cannot play the front row. A race to 3. Tom Lamb on serve for the Vikings. Out of bounds. Touch called on the Titans. Coach Mueller disagrees. May ask for them to get together on this, considering the magnitude of the point. Let's take a look at it one more time.
That
you have
didn't
to
look
slow
like
it
that.
down.
I mean, that looked pretty far in front.
No conference. And the Titans out of system. Set point, Augustana.
For those wondering why Vince DiCasolo just went under the net, that is legal if it's out of bounds.
Titans with their backs against the wall in the third. Blocked, kept up. Rolling. Settled down.
High hands. Kill for
keeps
Williams.
Alive.
Another way to get momentum. Finishing a long rally with a good point.
And it's Kel Whitchurch. Tasked with forcing this set to bonus volleyball. Second set point for Augustana. Carlson ends the third for the Vikings, and we head to a fourth. Titans are able to save one set point, but not the second, and we play on in Bloomington on IWSports.com.
What is proven science? At Just Thrive, it's about best-in-class clinical research. It's about supplements that empower users to control their health. These are the elements that make up the foundation of Just Thrive. Our proven, clinically backed, proprietary probiotic removes the guesswork from supplement selection because we've done the work for you to ensure that you're getting the best product possible, empowering you to take back control of your health from a leader in the digestive, immune, and emotional health spaces.
At NCAA championships, noise is made here. Memories are made here. Champions win here. The only thing missing here is you. The NCAA Division III Softball Championship coming to Bloomington, Illinois this May. Get your tickets today at ncaa.com/tickets.
I can see it now. The smell of the grass on the quad. That sense of excitement in the air each fall. It feels like yesterday. While I'm no longer 18, I know there are students out there ready for an opportunity like I had. For the space to discover passions, bond over dreams, and make lifelong friends. Breakthrough at Illinois Wesleyan University.
Pretty far above.
Start of the fourth set rather, in Bloomington. Matt Sosler alongside Alex Bardenitis. Let's take a look at that call at 22-all. Slowed down. The call was point Augustana on a touch by the Titans. Titans thought that it was no touch, and it went the Vikings' way. That was a pivotal swing point that is probably a reason why we're still playing right now.
It definitely, I mean, errors like those, especially when you get frustrated by a call that you think should be yours, I mean, it just puts a lot of thoughts in your head, thoughts that distract from the task at hand, which all comes down to being mentally tough. I think the Titans now in the fourth set, I mean, they're up 2-1, so they have the upper hand as long as they can execute and do the things that were working well.
How do you get past that if you're Illinois Wesleyan? You're right there in the third, a chance to sweep, but now you got to start from zero.
Definitely a little disappointing, but you can't let that disappointment interfere with how you play. You have to let that fuel your fire into making those aggressive plays, but also not getting too angry to the point where you try to overcompensate, hit the ball harder, block the ball more, because that leads to net violations on the block or hitting out of bounds, hitting not high hands, just back to the bleachers. So you got to be careful to keep your emotions in check for this game.
Both teams not hitting particularly well in the third. Augustana a 143, the Titans a 125. Coogan on serve for the green and white.
Out of the back row.
Rolling puts it down.
That's exactly how the Titans started the first set, too. Kill from rolling.
Out of bounds.
With a tool off the block. To prevent from being tooled, you got to make sure your hands are pressed over and turned into the court.
Out of bounds. Titans in 4-set matches have won 3 against Illinois Tech, Lakeland, and Concordia, Wisconsin. Out of system. Off the hands, into the corner.
Look at that crossbody shot from Milka. Finding the open line.
Like you alluded to, Alex, a similar start for Illinois Wesleyan in the fourth compared to the first when they led 4-0. Augustana came right back. Disarray. Inbounds.
In.
Dan Overstreet with a look on his face of, I don't know how that happened.
Considered a free ball kill.
There should be a touch there, and yes, it's an ace for the Titans. We could tell from up here that ball had a change in rotation.
Next to the red shirt. Oh, just out.
Still with a 3-point advantage. Point for the Vikings. Milka blocked by Schultz and Carlson. Ryder. Milka blocked again, but this time used the tool. Another point for the Vikings. Into the net from Carlson.
Service error for service error. A little trade-off there.
We'll take that any day of the week. Off of Sola from Cole Clark. Blocked again, this time from Lamb. Tied at 7.
And a tool.
Just past the outstretched hands of Overstreet.
A really effective tip when you can get it right down the blocker's back.
Kuzella.
With a high snap over the block.
over, and down.
There's Jake Coogan.
All set up on the serve from Bryce Williams.
Oh, sorry, that's Jace Milka.
Miss hit. Kuzella in the corner. Kuzella with 4 kills, make it 5, and an ace. For Coogan.
Widening that gap in the score.
That's his first of the day. What would you say, 13-9, 14-9 would be timeout territory?
Definitely don't want them to get to 15 first. The 5s are a staple.
Point for the Titans. And there's the timeout. Titans up 13-9. We'll take it with them. A quick 30 seconds on IWSports.com.
She's also the assistant coach.
Where is she? I just want to get a shot.
Oh, wait. She's actually walking over to Kim and Ty.
Why is Illinois Wesleyan the #1 school in Illinois for jobs? Maybe it's because we're the AND University. That's right, A-N-D. And here you can explore the arts and study in a pre-professional program, double major, and play a sport, do an internship, and study abroad. Your opportunities are endless. Set yourself apart with a degree from Illinois Wesleyan.
A busy weekend at the Shirk Center means a lot of alums back on campus. Matt Sossler alongside Alex Bartonitis, Taylor Babick in the house. On the Titan women's volleyball program here, taking in some men's action, and it's great to see everybody back on campus for a stacked athletic weekend in the 309.
Definitely. I never played with Taylor, but she graduated in the 23 season and earned a lot of awards, including academic all-CCIW. So a lot of good things from her. She majored in kinesiology and allied health with a minor in sports management. She is currently the assistant coach and recruiting coordinator for Hope College.
Point for the green and white, Carlson short. Put down by Carlson. That's his 15th kill. Blocked. One more time. Off the tool.
When at first you don't succeed, you try again. Not an advantage for the Titans, though.
Rolling off the chest.
Here's
That's
rolling.
Gotta sting.
Good sportsmanship, checking to make sure he's okay, but great kill.
That is not a fun feeling.
No, it's not.
In whatever net sport, you look at the pro ranks in men's doubles tennis at the 2014 Cincinnati Open. There was actually in Montreal of that year. when Bob Bryan, one of the best doubles players, if not the best doubles player,
Milka with the kill.
puts it down. Nailed his opponent square in the chest.
Ooh.
Silence from the crowd.
Yeah.
And the chair umpire goes, ouch.
Thursday morning practice, we play. Women's volleyball has a game called butt blocking, which is exactly how it sounds. You don't block over the net, you block under the net, and the ball may have ricocheted off of a swing that I took and hit me square in the face.
It's been a common theme in practice this week.
Oh, yeah.
Inadvertent friendly fire. Milka. Touch? No touch.
No touch.
Titans still with a 4-point lead, up a set. Ryder, we haven't seen too much of that today from him.
That ball's in bounds. Right on that line.
Out of system, Milka. Off the cord, point for the Titans.
No touch on that block. Is the call.
We saw it similar earlier on in the match on the Titans side.
Arguing that it did indeed touch the wrists of one of the blockers, but refs did not see that.
Second timeout called by Augustana. With the Titans up 17-13, closing in on the 4-set win. Augustana's got to light a match fast, otherwise they'll be out of here soon.
Definitely. Titans now with total of 49 kills. Augustana with 39, so that's 10 more. I mean, the kills have compiled themselves, and now in this third set, when they're getting their passes up, they're communicating a lot more, making less errors, they're able to run that offense. The blocking touches have also saved them multiple times on a defensive aspect, but defensive aspect in the back row has looked pretty solid too. So as long as the Titans can keep doing that, keep doing what works, they can keep the lead and take the match.
Augustana now out of timeouts in this 4th set. Titans still with their full allotment. Would be the first conference victory for the green and white. Put themselves in much better position in the conference, especially with a tough slate ahead. They'll head to Loris in the middle of next week before they meet Augustana again on the 15th of March. That match at one of the most difficult venues in the CCIW, the Carver Center, a place that has good memories for you and the Titan women's volleyball team. But not an easy place to play, especially if they're able to get a few of their best friends out there to cheer them on. Put down by Carlson out of the timeout. And that Augustana game on the 15th starts the second cycle through the CCIW, where the Titans will host Loris and North Park at the Shirk. Williams, just long. So Augustana 2 straight out of the stoppage. And a timeout called by Coach Mueller. The Titans will head up to North Central and Carthage, as well as Augustana, in that second cycle. So if you're Coach Mueller, how do you tussle back the momentum?
Good thing is that they're still in the lead, so they don't really have to worry about climbing out of a giant hole. But with that, you also need to keep in mind to minimize the errors again, because while volleyball is a game of errors, and they're bound to happen, good kills are bound to happen, good blocks are bound to happen, aces, all of that. You do what you can control, which is reading on defense, being in the right spot, moving your feet, all those things. You got to make sure that you focus on the fundamentals in order to minimize those errors and get those points back.
Titans up 2-1 and up by 2, 17-15 in the fourth set. Matt Sossler alongside Alex Bardenitis on a busy day on the campus of Illinois Wesleyan. Titan men's lax already a winner over Albion. Titan women's lax in action against Edgewood. They're just underway. Service error out of the stoppage from Carlson. Titan men's volleyball looking to add their name to the winners list on this Saturday.
Kale Whitchurch checks in to serve again.
Mariano with the finish. Titan baseball fell to Wash U 3-2 in the first game of a doubleheader. And the second contest, 5-0 in the bottom of the fourth with nobody out. And Wash U continuing their threat, putting up all 5 runs in the fourth inning. Ryder
using the
off the tool, and a good get-back point for Illinois Wesleyan. Men's tennis in action, and then, of course, the 2 basketball title games coming up tonight, 7 o'clock here at the Shirk, 7:30 up in Kenosha for the men. Ryder with an emergency, and at that point, there wasn't much you could do with it.
Pretty scrappy saves there in the back row, but, I mean, tight balls like that. The block was up there. Hitter just saw the opening and used it.
Distraction works.
Ethan
Ruiz with the
Quaitzer
air.
and Patrick Dasbach, usually the 2 with the distractions on serves.
It's a very critical role in volleyball. Arguably the most important on a given team. Sometimes the best form of defense. Just on the line from Mariano.
Smart spot.
Kuzella with power. Carlson off hands, Williams. Milka.
That's,
out is the call, and a point to the Vikings. Lamb, who closed out the third. Kuzella with the kill.
almost running over a couple of the women's volleyball players working the game.
At this point, the Titans will trade points happily.
Got Izzy Niepagan and her whole family, and Kaylin Shannon and Larissa Link.
Dug up, not enough.
a little bit of whiff on all 3 touches, honestly, even from the swing.
Rolling just out. And Coach Mueller is very perplexed, but telling his guys just let it go. There's nothing you can do. There have been a couple calls in that back left corner from our perspective on both sides. Milka, no doubt on that.
Tools into the stands.
Off a rider. Williams sneaks it through. Match point, Titans. How fitting would it be? Jace Milka on serve. Overstreet, rolling!
Oh,
Too
just
much.
out.
Titans with a couple of points to spare. And Sean Carlson will have to wait as Coach Mueller ices the server. Both teams are out of timeouts.
It was a smart decision from Gavin Rolling, though, hitting that on the second contact, whether it went in or out. I mean, it's a way to get the defense completely out of system.
Especially with the power that he has and the angle he hit it on. Right idea, especially when you have the opportunity to be aggressive there.
For sure.
Timeout in the pocket, so you have an opportunity to ice the server. Carlson, no aces, 5 service errors. That is the most of any Viking today. Similar situation to where we were in the third set, except that time it was the Titans down 24-22. They were able to stave off a set point and then eventually lost that third set 25-23. Illinois Wesleyan 1 point away from their first conference win, which would also snap a 4-game losing streak.
As long as the Titans can come up with a good pass in system, able to run an offense, they have a good chance of winning the point.
You've seen a few times matches end on service errors at the Shirk. Carlson subs out with the timeout, and it's Aiden Bond. 3 aces to 11 errors. Just like the dial it up, Alex. Great pass on the return and teed up for Bryce Williams, who puts a bow on this match. The Titans get their first conference win of the season, a much-needed get-right win for the green and white.
Definitely. We talk about momentum within the game, but then also momentum to propel you for future games. Because, of course, I mean, everybody wants to win. Everybody likes winning. But the more that you win, the more confidence you build. Even if you're losing, it just feels good to get that losing streak over with, and you're moving in an upwards angle towards your season.
Especially with top 15 club on the horizon in Loris at their place. Will not be an easy task for Illinois Wesleyan. We'll take a quick timeout, be joined by Coach Mueller and a player guest on the other side on IWSports.com.
Why is Illinois Wesleyan the #1 school in Illinois for jobs? Maybe it's because we're the AND University. That's right, A-N-D. And here you can explore the arts and study in a pre-professional program, double major, and play a sport, do an internship, and study abroad. Your opportunities are endless. Set yourself apart with a degree from Illinois Wesleyan.
OSF Healthcare Cardiovascular Institute has been named one of the top hospital systems in the country for heart care. This prestigious award by the American College of Cardiology comes from our commitment to providing the highest quality of care, from general cardiology to complex surgeries and the latest technology. Nationally recognized heart care right here. OSF Healthcare Cardiovascular Institute.
Need tickets to that next event? Well, at 12 Ounce Sports, we've got them with soccer anywhere in the world. Tickets to any venue, any sport. Want to go to NCAA or NFL football matches? We've got them.
Yeah.
Baseball at every level. Every Power 5 matchup is available. Don't forget, costumes and paint are optional. What's that? You want to go to Broadway?
Post-match, the Titans victorious in 4 sets over conference foe Augustana. Matt Saucer, Alex Bardenitis, our player of the match. Utility man, I guess, Jace Milka.
So.
Jace, your second match this year as an outside. And if you enter the season, you had 2 stats that were impossible for you, an ace and a block prior to the North Park match. Take me through today's events.
Oh, I mean, I was a little worried about how this game was going to go. Obviously, we lost our libero, Benzema. He was sick. But I know this is a team I really wanted to beat. This is my second option for college, so like this is one game that's always big for me. And knowing that I got to play outside, I just wanted to do my best and go out there and just kill every ball.
Being a libero and having to play outside, walk me through some of the differences, like the major differences that you have between those positions.
Obviously, it's a lot more moving, more jumping. My legs are not used to this anymore. I haven't played outside in like a year. So, I mean, the only real difference is one thing I struggled with when I played outside against North Park was my blocking timing. But went over that in practice past 2 days. Thought I did pretty well. But yeah, passing, got to do that. And then, yeah, just swinging and blocking is the only really difference.
What are some of the big differences between the two positions and getting ready to play outside?
Got to warm up the legs a lot more. Arms, everything. I mean, like I said, it's a lot more moving, so I got to warm up my body a lot more. I do have knee problems, so I got to stretch those out, take ibuprofen, and, yeah, just get myself ready.
As a team, you started off strong, winning the first 2. You drop a tight one in the third, but one of the key plays that got you back in the third set, a solo block, part of a stretch that was 4 points, 1 on a block out of 5. Walk me through that miniature stretch, including that solo block.
I mean, that solo block might have been one of the best blocks I've ever had, to be honest with you. I mean, it felt so good. I mean, again, obviously I said I struggled last game, and then that kind of just made me have a lot more confidence in myself with blocking. And, yeah, I mean, I just wanted to put the ball away, so I guess that's what I did.
Your mindset going into this game, especially taking it back to North Park, what were some of the changes that you made?
Obviously, blocking. I did a lot more blocking, and then there wasn't really that much more of a change. Honestly, I think we passed a lot better today. Honestly, we just did everything a lot better. Passing, I mean, personally myself, serving was not that great for me. I don't really know what happened there, but yeah, everyone else did really good at serving, passing, hitting, blocking. I don't really know what the overall hitting percentage was, but I thought we all did pretty well.
Matt Saucer, Alex Bardenitis, and today's player of the match, Jace Milka. Jace, you were the main cog in this lineup reshuffle, switching from libero to outside, but You mentioned with Benzema out due to illness, there were a lot of guys who were told to be ready to be anywhere and play anywhere. Tell me about the balance of this team and the ability to be flexible in that regard.
I mean, there's a lot of guys that could play pretty much everywhere. A lot of our outsides are capable of playing libero. Obviously, some of our liberos are capable of playing outside. But, yeah, I mean, everyone's just got to be ready for us because everyone's able to play anywhere.
You got Loris up next, another top 15 opponent. How does this win help propel you into facing one of the top teams in the conference?
I mean, I think it just puts a lot more confidence in us. I mean, we obviously have to prepare a lot more since they're one of the best teams in the country. But for us, we just got to do well in serve receive. Like, that's one thing that we always have to be good at to win games. And then hitting and everything else just kind of all goes together to win a tough match.
Matt Sossler, Alex Bardenitis, and today's player of the match, Jace Milka. Jace, congrats on the win,
Thank
the
you.
stat line, and we'll catch you next time.
Cool. Thank you.
Coach Mueller on the other side on IWSports.com.
It's time to play Did You Know with Illinois Wesleyan. First off, true or false? On average, over half of tuition for accepted students is covered by scholarships and grants. True. IWU invests more than $40 million in scholarships and grants for students each year. Where has IWU ranked in highest earning graduates among small schools in Illinois? If you guessed number 1, you got it. And what's even better, IWU is the number 1 college in Illinois for getting a job and number 7 in the nation.
Post-match following the Titans' 4-set win over Augustana, Matt Sossler, Alex Bardenitis, head coach Brandon Mueller. Coach, within the last 10 seconds, did we need that? Snapping a 4-match skid, 3 in conference. How important was this win?
Yeah, that was huge for us. It was huge for a lot of reasons. You know, we've obviously been on a little bit of a struggle bus here the last 4 matches and just haven't played up to our capabilities. And it was good to just see our guys compete at a high level and not make anything easy for Augustana. So that was really exciting to see, and I'm proud of the guys.
You experimented a little bit in practice with lineup changes and translated that into North Park and this match, especially with Jace Milka playing outside. Walk me through kind of your decision for that.
Yeah, we needed some type of shakeup, and he has really good ball control. And I mean, he played outside for us first, his freshman year, and then transitioned to libero, and we had a meeting about it, and he seemed confident, and I knew he could do it, and maybe I waited way too long. So for him to get 19 kills and play the way he did, that says a lot about him and his character and just being a team player, because he can obviously hit really well. And so I'm looking forward to seeing what else he does here in the next couple weeks.
You couple the lineup shuffle with being without your, should I say, new libero, Benzema. Yeah. So you got to go deeper on the depth chart for that. But Dan Overstreet coming in and keeping the line where it's at. Ryan Myers also available. But the defense playing up to standard for the most part today, despite all the gaps. Walk me through that.
Yeah, I mean, found out this morning that Ben was sick and not feeling well, and so that obviously puts a wrinkle into some things, and so I had to think about what I thought was going to be best for our team. And Dan had maybe a few practices of playing some libero, but I knew he could pass and play some defense, and so I knew he could do it. And sometimes things go well and they don't go well depending on the match and your first real opportunity. And I knew he could do it, and he stepped up and did it. And so it's not easy to do in your first match playing a position you haven't done all year, and then he came in and kept us in system, which was awesome for us.
What's the message from coach to player for those players that are making mistakes who are not used to those positions?
Yeah, I think it's hard. Dan's just thrown into this position the last second, and so it's just hard. And But he obviously made a few errors and mistakes, but he made way more great plays than mistakes, and so I can live with those things when you're doing the things that he did out there.
You got Loris coming up in the middle of next week. This obviously a big win, getting that first win in conference, snapping the losing streak, but also a little bit of momentum heading into, again, one of the top teams in the country.
Yeah, Loris is extremely talented. They got players all over the court that can put the ball away and do some really good things from the service line. And so we're going to have to continue to get better, and it starts on Monday, and it'll be exciting to go on the road and play against the top 5, top 10 team in the country.
Matt Sosler, Alex Bardenitis, and Titan head coach Brandon Mueller following Wesleyan's 4-set win over Augustana. Coach, thanks so much.
Yes, thank you.
Alex and I wrap up the broadcast on the other side on IWSports.com.
Need tickets to that next event? Well, at 12-ounce sports, we've got them with soccer anywhere in the world. Tickets to any venue, any sport. Want to go to NCAA or NFL football matches? We've got them.
Yeah.
Baseball at every level. Every Power 5 matchup is available. Don't forget, costumes and paint are optional. What's that? You want to go to Broadway? We have those too. Want to jam out? Every concert, every artist. That's right, at 12-ounce sports, we've got the tickets for less. 12ozsports.com/tickets. That's 12ouncesports.com/tickets.
On the road. Wrapping up the program at the Shirk Center in Bloomington, Matt Sosler alongside Alex Bardenitis. The Titans victorious in 4 sets over Augustana. We just heard from Jace Milka and Coach Mueller. A much-needed win for this Titan group before we take a look at some final numbers. Just get back in the win column and snap a skid.
Definitely. I mean, being on a losing streak, it lowers your confidence. It does a lot of stuff to, the environment and the atmosphere within your bench, but being able to combat that with the mental toughness, with aggressiveness, and some pretty great plays all the way around, you're able to take that win and take that momentum and then keep that going moving forward.
I know it's busy here today with
the Titans in a busy day at the Shirk Center. Add another mark in the win column for men's volleyball, led by Jace Milka. 19 kills, Bryce Williams with 13. Milka, again, with a solo block and an ace, 2 things that were impossible for him as a libero. Gavin Rowling with 8 kills. The Titans with 17 assisted blocks. Finished with 3 solo blocks. Augustana, Sean Carlson, 17 kills, and then Cole Clark with 10. Augustana still winless in conference. They dropped to 0-3. Illinois Wesleyan improves their mark to 1-3, a much-needed win to get back on the right track before they head to Iowa to take on Loras on the 5th of March. Alex, before we say good afternoon and get a quick rest before tonight, your final thoughts?
All around, I think it was a really good match. We heard from Jace Milka. He said that they, compared to North Park at least, did everything a lot better, whether that be their passing, their hitting, their blocking, their defense, stuff like that. I think it was a lot scrappier, a lot more aggressive, and I think the energy and the cohesiveness and communication between the teammates, I think that also was really huge in grabbing this win. Even though they did drop a set, they fixed it real quick, and they were able to combat that, be mentally tough, and come out with the win on top.
The Titans victorious in 4 sets over Augustana. And on this busy day of Titan athletics, we encourage you to tune in to the Titan women's lacrosse broadcast as they take on Edgewood, looking to cap off a lacrosse sweep after the men took care of Albion less than an hour ago. And then at 7 o'clock, or just before at 6:45, myself, Wesley Stombaugh, and Alex Bardenitis will be right back here inside the Shirk Center for the CCIW Women's Basketball Championship between the Illinois Wesleyan Titans and the Carroll Pioneers. The Pioneers must win to keep their season alive. The Titans look for revenge after Carroll cut down the nets a year ago in the Shirk. Also at 7:30, Eric Stock and Joel Swanson will have the call from Tarbell Arena and Kenosha as the Titan men's basketball team looks to claim the CCIW men's basketball crown against the Firebirds, and they look for their first win over Carthage this year. For our entire crew, Meredith Mahoney and our entire athletic communications department, Tyler Wilson and our entire stream crew, and Alex Bardenitis, I'm Matt Sossler. Titan men's volleyball back in action against Loris on March the 5th. But we encourage you to shift over to Tucci Stadium for Titan women's lacrosse, and then we'll be back here in just a few hours for Titan women's basketball here on IWSports.com.